members of the Electoral Board, and other subcommittees of the Central Committee, fellow opposition parties, organized labor, fraternal guests, members of the diplomatic community, distinguished guests, Madomiaman Tegulmesa Katsulezo Motona Tuleta. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us here today at the 41st National Congress in Maun. It is with great honor and heartfelt gratitude that I welcome you to this pivotal event in the history of our great BDP. This 41st National Congress is a testament to our party's extraordinary journey. On 41 occasions, we have assembled to renew our pledge to the aspirations of ordinary Botswana. And no other party in our nation can claim such a record of continuity and purpose. Today is our first Congress as an opposition party since independence. However, it is important for all to note that the BDP was founded essentially to be an opposition party to the Botswana People's Party, and yet it managed to win government. I have the confidence that we can do it again. Today, I address you for the final time as President of the BDP. The moment is both humbling and profound, and I stand before you with a heart full of gratitude. Together, over many years, we have carried forward a project larger than any single individual, the continual work of building a just, a prosperous, and a united Botswana. Our journey has been marked by determination, resilience, and an unshakable faith in the promise of this great republic. We have been architects of positive changes in the lives of Botswana, a journey of service and perseverance. From my earliest memories, I have breathed the spirit of this party. One might mention that I was coincidentally born in the same year the BDP was birthed. My parents and later my two older brothers, namely TW, Selang Walter Masisi, and Ramohoti Masisi, who was in the first youth wing, which was also privileged to have the likes of Lich Klomelang and Pelokale Seloma, among others, instilled in me an unshakable faith in the BDP and the promise it has fulfilled for our nation. From October 1965 until October 2024, my late father E.S. Masisi, my late brother T.W. Masisi, and myself have represented the BDP in parliament and in various party structures. Still, my own journey to the front line of politics was far from effortless. Just over 2 decades ago, in 2003 to be precise, I sought the Moshupa nomination as a member of parliament and fell short. That setback, rather than diminishing my resolve, strengthened it. 5 years later, I was afforded the privilege of representing that very constituency in Parliament. Ministerial appointments followed each, teaching me that true governance is not the administration of programs, but the stewardship of people's hopes. Your trust deepened in 2014 when you welcomed me as the 8th Vice President of Botswana and the Chairman of the BDP. And on the 1st of April 2018, that rainy day, I had the honor of being sworn in as Botswana's 5th President. Being sworn in as the President of the Republic of Botswana stands as one of the proudest honors of my life, a moment I shall forever cherish as the pinnacle of my service to this remarkable nation. I take a part. During my tenure as president of the country and of the BDP, we embarked on a transformative journey aimed at realizing a more inclusive economy and a brighter future for every Motswana. With your unwavering support, we navigated the turbulent waters of global challenges and emerged stronger and more united. In the 2019 general election, against every formidable odds and under exceptionally challenging circumstances, we achieved a resounding victory. With a popular vote of nearly 53% and 38 out of 57 elected seats in the National Assembly, we not only celebrated our 12th consecutive victory as a party, but also reaffirmed the trust that Botswana had placed in us. Our time in government was defined by bold action and steadfast resolve. When the world was gripped by the unprecedented challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, our response was nothing short of heroic. While many doubted COVID itself and the severity of the crisis, the BDP government acted decisively, putting in place measures that saved lives, protected livelihoods, and preserved the very fabric of our society. We implemented policies that shielded jobs, supported businesses, and built a robust economic foundation for the post-pandemic era. These efforts stand as a testament to the BDP's commitment to serving the people of Botswana even in the most trying of times. Under my leadership, we introduced groundbreaking policies that transformed our nation. We reformed legislation to expedite land allocation, resulting in over 100,000 plots being allocated within just 2 years. We launched innovative programs like Chama, which opened up financial opportunities for those previously unserved by the traditional banking systems. In our bid to support our farmers, we implemented measures that boosted horticultural production and secured market access for fresh produce, actions that have had a meaningful impact on countless lives. In the mineral sector, our efforts attracted significant investment, with 6 mines either establishing operations or expanding activities within our borders. We renegotiated deals with industry players like De Beers and pursued mineral resource beneficiation with vigor, all while ensuring that employment opportunities flourished for many Botswana. On the international front, we expanded our diplomatic footprint, bolstering our nation's security and forging vital partnerships that have raised Botswana's profile on the global stage. As chair of the SADC organ on politics and security cooperation, we spearheaded initiatives like siame, our regional response to insurgency challenges in our brotherly Mozambique, demonstrating our commitment to regional stability. We projected our voices at the United Nations, where we called for the lifting of sanctions on behalf of the sovereign people of Zimbabwe. Still, at the regional level, I was able to positively articulate and succeed in convincing the former liberation movements of the need to recognize the BDP as a former liberation movement that did not bear arms in Southern Africa. At the international level, vaccine justice was boldly pronounced as an imperative need at the height of hoarding vaccines by some developed nations. Our foreign policy posture was dynamic, was agile and rhythmic. Our foreign policy transition to focus on economic development stands out, as seen by our robust engagements with institutions such as Stanford University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Starlink, Texas Children's Hospital, Texas A&M, Forbes Under 30, JCK, World Economic Forum, landlocked developing countries, to mention a few. I am proud to say that Botswana is now taken seriously and our voice has more strength internationally. Fellow Democrats, let us recognize victory for spearheading our green transition. Their partnership with Skywell delivered Botswana's first electric SUV, while their work with CHTC developed electric buses. Ali Boats of Maun, with victory, right here in Botswana, also launched an e-boat that glides across our waterways. These e-mobility breakthroughs went beyond mere innovation. They would have put Botswana firmly on track to secure a cleaner, smarter future for generations to come. And yes, we put Botswana into the space age by developing and launching our very own satellite, Sat1, through BOOST. Our social development programs were equally ambitious. We enhanced land tenure rights, boosting land values and creating new wealth opportunities for landowners. Our drive for improved connectivity resulted in over 85% electrification, while 98% of our population now has access to potable water. We even introduced free electricity connections to households, a move that underscored our commitment to uplifting the living standards of all citizens. Fellow Democrats, we kept the lights on and had more robust plans in place to ensure that Botswana is energy secure through our enhanced cooperation and deal-making with countries such as Namibia, Angola, and Mozambique. None of these milestones was an end in itself. Each was an invitation to serve more fully. And so, shoulder to shoulder with many of you who confronted the challenges of our era with a singular purpose: to leave the country stronger than we found it. Confronting defeat with humility and resolve. Despite these challenges and advances, last year's general election delivered a difficult verdict. For the first time, the BDP lost the mandate to govern. All of us, in our own way, have shaped this result, yet true leadership is stepping forward, owning our part, and shouldering the responsibility so that those who follow inherit an organization anchored in strength, clarity, and unity. As party president, I own that outcome fully. Democracy demands not merely victory, but accountability. And it is in moments of defeat that leadership is most clearly tested. Fellow Democrats, we campaigned with a conviction and fully expected victory, yet the outcome was not ours. I felt the enormity of my responsibility, despite intermission, to concede, to keep the peace. It was absolutely essential to maintain Botswana's internationally reputed integrity of democratic dispensation and seamless transitions of power since 1966. Botswana remains the oldest multi-party democracy in Africa, and it is a position we should jealously with a J guard. We have long entrusted the same electoral system when it delivered success. For the sake of peace, stability, and the nation's future, it was only right to uphold it in defeat. I am grateful that, despite our disappointment, we all accepted the results which enabled for a smooth, peaceful transfer of power. By meeting this moment with humility and putting Botswana's interests above our own, we remain true to the very principles woven into BDP's character. It is a feat I intend to repeat at this Congress. Fellow Democrats, yes, the 2024 results were disappointing, but they are far from being the signal to the end of the BDP. We remain the country's largest political movement, with roots that stretch deeper than any single election, and a record of achievement no rival can match. Considering the numbers in their proper light, the UDC secured 37% of the popular vote, while we earned 30%, which is a gap of just 56,230 votes, barely 7% in a nation of more than 2 million, of which the majority were registered to vote. That margin is significant in terms of forming government, yet it is entirely bridgeable. With disciplined listening, honest learning, and active re-engagement in every ward, we can transform it into a platform of victory. Let us treat this moment as a turning point that equips us for a confident return to service in 2029 or before, and well beyond. Our roots are strong, our legacy is solid, and our future, guided by unity, humility, and hard work, remains bright. Now, priorities for the road ahead. First, we must restore the discipline of grassroots dialogue. We must restore the discipline of dialogue and not the bullying of the grassroots. Every branch should become a listening post, capturing the concerns of citizens in real time. Policy crafted at a distance can miss the mark, while policy born of proximity will seldom fail. Secondly, we must embed a culture of volunteerism. Regular civic projects, whether tutoring, environmental cleanups, training workshops, or health outreaches, rebuild the trust on which political legitimacy depends. Thirdly, we must open our doors wider to the next generation. The digital age has transformed the way people organize, communicate, and create value. If our youth wing is not a laboratory of ideas on artificial intelligence, on clean technology and creative industries, then we will have failed to prepare for the Botswana that is already emerging. Fourthly, we must articulate a compelling vision of inclusive digital prosperity. Ours can be a country where a young coder in Shakawe scales an app globally, where green energy secures rural livelihoods, and where technology bridges rather than widens the gap between the rich and the poor. That vision must sit at the heart of our new manifesto. Finally, we must model a style of politics that lifts the national conversation. Facts, evidence, and respect for opposing views strengthen democracy. Disinformation corrodes it. Let us therefore commit to a standard of engagement that befits a party with a proud history and an even greater future. Unity of purpose during a leadership transition. Fellow Democrats, one of our important tasks today will be electing a new central committee. Every position, including the very one I'm vacating, is open. I urge every delegate to remember that we are selecting far more than individuals. We are choosing a team committed to unity, to inspiration, decisive action, and clear-eyed strategy. A team. In the build-up to this Congress, candidates have campaigned vigorously. By this evening, some will celebrate and others will be disappointed. Whichever outcome the ballot delivers, the BDP must leave this Congress as one cohesive force. The BDP must leave this Congress as one cohesive force. As we rebuild and strengthen our unity, let us remember a simple truth, Victory and defeat are bound together within one family. You cannot have victory without defeat. You cannot have defeat without victory. But we are one. Remember that always. Those who emerge with new mandates will need the insight, the experience, the energy of those who did not prevail. Likewise, those who fell short will find purpose and pride in supporting the team that now carries our shared banner. Fellow Democrats, I believe that every candidate stood for election because each one of us longs to see the BDP lead once more and lift the lives of all Botswana. If our members have decided that certain colleagues are best positioned to guide us forward at this moment, we must honor that collective wisdom by standing shoulder to shoulder and support them. In doing so, we affirm that our greatest strength lies not in individual triumphs, but in the harmony of our combined effort toward a common purpose. From this point onward, our collective energy must shift from internal contest to national engagement. From this Congress onwards, our energies must shift from internal contest and bickering to a national engagement. The work of preparing for 2029 or before 2029 starts now. I take a party. Iskalaleva. Gore ya batho ka batho go ka nna ga bidwa di tlhopona go nngwe. Are you ready to win government? Fellow Democrats, from tomorrow, united behind our newly elected president and the newly elected Central Committee, we should begin a fresh chapter of purposeful service. Our task is clear: to hold the current administration to account firmly, fairly, and always with the interests of Botswana at heart, and not the interests of Baba Ngweba. Government is measured not by explanations or excuses, but by solutions. And where shortcomings appear, we should present constructive, data-driven alternatives. More jobs, stronger growth, reliable energy, sound public finances, and modern digital infrastructure, to mention but a few. We should undertake this work not as an opposition bloc. We should undertake this work not as an opposition bloc, but as the immediate past government and the custodians of a proven record. That legacy equips us to offer credible, forward-looking policies whenever the nation requires them. This moment is as significant as the early 1960s when the BDP was first conceived. I therefore urge our new leadership, our new emerging leadership, to begin tomorrow on a manifesto that speaks directly to the needs and aspirations of every Botswana. Let it rest on integrity, on practical service, and an unwavering commitment to opportunity for all. Ajake do me. The current government promised rapid change. 8 months, almost enough to have conceived a child to be born. 8 months. Many citizens still await the progress they were assured. Our response must be to show what competent, compassionate governance looks like, never in anger, always in hope, by listening carefully, learning humbly, and engaging boldly. We will prepare the ground for a decisive return to office in 2029. A call now to every Democrat. To every card-carrying member in good standing. In the subscription, listening today, for any well-wisher, I say this: The future of our party and indeed of Botswana lies in your active engagement. Whether you serve in a branch committee, whether you mentor young activists or simply share accurate information with your community, your contribution is indispensable. Unity is not an abstract slogan. It is a practical alignment of effort towards a common purpose. Our party must transform, but that transformation must remain anchored in our founding principles of democracy, development, self-reliance, unity, and above all, boto. These values have carried us from the humble beginnings of independence to upper middle income status that we now enjoy. They will also guide us through the complexities of the digital era and the imperatives of climate adaptation. Gratitude and commitment. Allow me a personal word of thanks to my beloved wife and family, to Chairman Tsuhwane, to my colleagues in Parliament, the past Parliament, and the four who are in the current one, and Cabinet, past and present, to our grassroots organizers, to the young people of this party who inspire us with their innovation and energy, and the women whose leadership so often sustains our communities. Thank you. Ke a leboga. Your dedication has made this journey worthwhile, and your support was never taken for granted. A special mention of gratitude goes to the founders of the BDP, some of whom I closely interacted with, for providing solid foundation and counsel that the party is anchored on. Specifically, I am profoundly, eternally grateful to the late Secretary Masisi, the second President of the Republic of Botswana, who gave me great counsel, not just as President and father, but as a leader over a long period of time. I fondly remember a time that he advised that sometimes it is necessary to let go of potentially injurious positions so as to have peace and stability. It will be remiss of me if I don't mention and acknowledge a living legend in the form of Sattar Abdul Dada, who stood unopposed as a councillor in 1965, Kokanye, who has served in Central Committee for more than 30 years, and given both to party and individuals in the party and outside the party over time throughout Botswana. It is unfortunate that he is not here today with us due to ill health, but he asked me to convey his best wishes to you, his love for you, and to correct the misinformation that he has left the party. He is only retiring at this Congress. Ajeke Domgra. Fellow Democrats, though I lay down the responsibilities of party president today, I do not withdraw from the calling of service. I shall return to my branch in Mushopa, Kwakasau. I will lend my experience where it is useful and root myself once again in the soil from which all political authority ultimately grows, the community. There are other exciting challenges in the offing that I plan to pursue, the details of which I shall perhaps share in due course. In conclusion, my dear friends, I now leave this stage with confidence in the BDP and in the people of this party and the people of this great nation. We have been tested before and we have risen before. We will rise again. Our task now is to organize, to innovate, and to uphold the values that have always defined us. Let us go forward from Maun, from the apex of the Delta, with the good wishes of the chief, renew ourselves and discipline ourselves, and be determined. We must be ready to serve, we must be ready to lead, and ready to ensure that every Botswana shares in the opportunities of the decades ahead. There's a saying that it always seems impossible until it is done. Today, I call upon each one of you to believe in the impossible, to stand united, and to work tirelessly for the betterment of our party. Together, we have to rebuild, we have to renew, and we have to rise like a phoenix. The journey ahead is bright, and with unity and determination, there is no limit to what can be achieved. Tolatsa!